clextra is a humongous platform. It's a huge product. It's got an enormous number of features, and it's been around since 2002, 2003. So we're talking about 16, 17, 18 years of 17 plus years of development with hundreds of customers. So yes and no, whether it has as many features as SAP or Oracle or any of the other large ERPs. We have an enormous number, but we have had a different journey and we have evolved uh, along different lines. So I'd like to just explain some of the ways that we're looking at clextra. So clextra has uh, all kinds of service line possibilities. That means it can be used in all these. So this is just to give you a flavor of how each of these, these are just examples, about 53 are here. Each of these 53 could be a service line possibility, or you can take it as a module, or it's a profit center. It can be made into a profit center. So I just want to explain a few of those in different areas. So this 53 is this just to give you a flavor of how the platform is. There's actually 100 plus models, that the way we see it, 100 plus service line possibilities as of today. So this to give you an example. So if and broadly dividing that, you can say it goes into the areas of finance, of logistics, of sales, purchase, HR, manufacturing, operations, delivery. So let's look at a few examples of what do you mean by service line possibilities. So in the financial area, finance side, for example, if we take a point 9, 1 to, there's 1 to 9, the example. So we could use this only for management accounting and control systems. That means if you already have a financial accounting package system, you're using NAV or you're using Great Plains or QuickBooks or Tally, you're using one of those products for your financial accounting. What are you going to do for your management accounting? So we have an entire platform which can integrate and work with your financial accounting system, budgets, collaborations, expense management, collaborators, forecasting, to be a management accounting and control system, a command and control system for your entire platform. So you could use that uniquely. So if you look at all these 53 possibilities, point number 9, the Max, management accounting and control. Clextra Max is a standalone module to the extent that it can integrate with every other ERP, every other product. To our knowledge, there isn't a unique Max platform like we have in Clextra. So that's one of the products. If you look at point 1 in the finance module, metrics and ratios, if we support Duns and Hoover's metrics, and you can manage this for a number of companies. Let's say you're a bank and you had loaned for, say, 300 companies. You have now where do you store all the information about each company? So we have a complete end-to-end platform for e-documentation, EDMS. But one of the key things would be what is the current performance of that company vis-a-vis one other company, two-horse race, assuming it a key competitor, and you can compare these two ratios with industry benchmarks in terms of metrics and ratios, such as Dunn's or Hoover's. You can have your own set of ratios, and you could monitor that. So you can see how just the finance one module can be a standalone for a bank, which can maintain the portfolio of all companies. Likewise, if there's a very large multinational and they want to track all their vendors, the metrics and ratios of all the vendors, you could use Clextra as a platform for monitoring the metrics and ratios. Now you take 2 there, end of day consolidation. If you're a retail company and you had thousands of stores, 5,000 stores across a country, and you wanted about 5 or 6, 8 parameters at the end of the day, uh, it could be cash collected, number of walk-ins, it could be inventory levels. So you would have some 7, 8 parameters which can escalate, group in various ways and be a dashboard for the CXO. The big advantage of end of day consolidation is every store, there are time zones. There are problems of time zones everywhere. People will finish, especially in the other country. In India, we don't have too much of time zone issue, but elsewhere you have. But you do have something of a time zone because some stores may close by 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Other stores may work till 10. But the end of day consolidation is for the day. And all this data has to be consolidated and uploaded and be available. Many of the store managers, if the store closes at say 8 p.m., they would like to go home. I mean, they've been there the whole day. They would like to go. So they waste further time on getting all the reports together and putting it together and then uploading it. So the whole advantage of this is they collect the data, they can go home or go on their commute on their phones. They'll be able to upload all the data. So the whole idea of end of day consolidation. So you can see how that module alone can be a service line possibility around Clextra. So if you look at the finance, let's look at the other finance. So costing as a possibility, post-dated check management, risk monitoring and management, ERM, GRC, collaborators forecasting, budgeting for sales purposes. So you can see the options under finance, which is a key thing. Now, under HR, for example, I'm jumping to point 20, okay, performance management systems and appraisal options. This could be a platform for your performance appraisal if you do not have one. HR 23 competency mapping. So you could, this is a complete, clextra could be a complete end-to-end solution for only competency mapping. This is what we mean by service line or possibilities. But the fantastic thing about clextra is all this is there. As you mature and grow, you can, each one of these can connect to everything else, and you have an entire end-to-end platform to manage your enterprise. It's a unique product in this particular way, that it is completely integrated and everything else is connected to everything else. How we manage that is also with a concept as a business model, as we say, pay only for what you use and use only what you pay for. So if you're opting for managed services in HR 26, you'll get a whole range of the HR modules, HR 26 managed services for that. But if you're opting only for the competency mapping, so we limit ourselves for the competency mapping, you don't have to take any of the other HR modules. We have done payroll for many companies, so we have every possible aspect of HR covered. But you may opt only for competency mapping, and we'd be quite happy to do only the competency mapping and nothing else, as HR 23 in this case, in this example. So clextra HR only for competency mapping is a service line possibility. Why we also call it as a service line possibility is if we can do competency for one company, we can do it for 20 more companies, we can do it for 100 companies, we can do it for 2,000 companies. So the competency mapping for 2,000 companies is possible with a tie-up which we may have with any investor or a vertical or horizontal stakeholder or partner or a franchise who can take that forward. So if we look at sales, for example, we have point of sale integration, retail analytics as point 15, for example. So if there are a lot of POSs with different APIs working differently, we could be the middleware. Clextra could be the middleware for pulling all the POS information and pushing it to larger systems, for retail analytics. So we could be just the middleware as Clextra Sales 15 POS integration. So you're getting the feel for how service line possibilities around all these 53 are possible. So if you spend some time to look at each of these, you will definitely find one of these is useful for you as an entry point before you get into other lines. You could pick up even 3. So typically in our subscription model, we suggest you pick up 3 of these over a quarter and build it. So after a year, you have established certain lines, and then the year 2, you could go in for further. So choose one to get started, prove ourselves, you get to know us. By the second quarter, you can go to 3 service lines, and you can add more as you mature with your service options and how you integrate IT into your organization. So that is an overview, a space view of the service line possibilities with clextra.